Oh boy, my cafe has my June report ready. They have stopped 0 viruses. So my last video, I talked about Crayta. I was just kind of poking fun at the really bad trailer, but the overall idea of it's pretty good. It's basically like a second Roblox, like instead it's just not blocky. I tested it on the Google Stadia today, and yes, it is exactly what I thought it would be. In fact, it was more than I thought it would be. So without further ado, let's get into it. I do warn you, I have really garbage internet, so the quality is gonna be horrendously low. Okay, so I'm here 4 days later or 3 days later, whatever it is, on July 4th. I just woke up and I'm just gonna start recording because I just remembered I need to continue recording this because I started July 1st. So yeah, yikes. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop back into Crayta. I think my internet should be working. We'll see how it goes. I really wish it didn't come out on Stadia just so I didn't have to worry about internet as much. Oh boy. So when I started playing Crayta this time, the first thing I noticed is it completely died, as in nobody else is playing it. Okay. Am I the only one in this server? I am destroying a wall by myself. Popular games. The most popular game has 3 people playing. So then when you go in the editor to make your games, I guess it's just really confusing. I have no idea how to edit my scripts or really just find them. So this is kind of a pain, but at least I was able to build a map. Okay. How do you get to your scripts again? So I was able to find my scripts eventually. They all just look like module scripts, which if you don't code doesn't matter to you. Although I don't think there's any API documentation for Crayta. So after all that, I'll just tell you what I thought of Crayta when I first played it, when I had a ton of players, I guess you'd say. So Crayta is basically like Roblox, like I was saying. It's just where you can make and publish games. I don't know if you can have any monetary gain off of those games, or is it just like a more just experiences, kind of like how Fortnite has it. So the games themselves are fairly fun. There's prop hunt, but it's like a weird prop hunt where the rounds only last like 2 or 3 minutes, and like it's just kind of weird. It doesn't feel complete. There's mega doom wall, big doom wall, I don't know, something like that, where you have to jump through a giant wall, but first you have to destroy it, and then the certain spots will get you more points. So they had interesting ideas, but none of the games themselves made me feel like I should keep playing, because none of them had any sort of like customization or unlocking anything. I don't even think the game has some sort of data storage. I think it's just you have the game. So that kind of disappointed me, but other than that, I mean, I guess it's a good idea. Maybe you can do something like Survive the Disasters did on Roblox long ago, where instead of having to save everyone's data, you just give them points based on how long they're playing, and then the longer you play, then the more stuff you get, but as soon as you leave, you lose it all, I guess, which is, it's not good, but it's something. Editing the game is kind of a pain. There's nothing, I don't know much about the methods they have. I don't know if they have documentation. I'll have to look after this video. It's just kind of weird though. It's a really weird layout. It took me forever to find out how to find the scripts. It's not a good experience. I wish it was something more like Unreal Engine or Unity or Roblox, something where you can just easily find your scripts and edit it. The number one thing you want to focus on as a programmer is not wasting your time. But that's just the making of it. The games themselves are, I guess, good enough. After doing some research, I found out that it's free on Stadia Pro, so I have the trial, and that's why I was able to play it. But otherwise, it's $40. That is not worth $40. That is a free game right there, or maybe like a $5 game. I would rather pay for Bloons TD6 than I would for Crayta. Also, I gotta tell you that I'm not a huge fan of Stadia. My internet, I actually checked afterwards. My internet was just fine, but Stadia decided not to work too well. So yeah, I don't like Stadia. And I like Crayta. I like the idea, except for the actual making of games. Making games is completely messy and confusing, and I don't think there's any documentation on it, or there could be, and I'm just lying to you right now. Am I lying, editor, which is me? Yes, you are lying. There actually is documentation. This entire time you thought there wasn't. You're such a dummy. Anyways, that's the video. If you guys enjoyed, you can like it. If you're a fanboy of Stadia, or if you actually didn't like it, then I guess you can dislike. I mean, that's completely up to you, or you can just walk away. I don't care. Before I go though, I gotta say there were a ton of Stadia fanboys on the last video commenting about how I did not play the game or I did not try Stadia. Somebody mentioned that I was just making my opinion based on other YouTubers. That was just another YouTuber out there making an unjust opinion, which, to be fair, may seem like that, but I do my research. I'm not just going on the internet and being like,
this guy said something, I'm gonna say it too.
I do my research, even if I don't actually do it myself. Like, if I don't do the thing myself, if that makes sense. Now that I've played the Stadia, and now that I've played Crayta, I can tell you firsthand, Stadia is not good. It is not worth how much you have to pay per month. They don't even have very many good games on there. I'd say the only games I'd really play on there are Crayta or Destiny. All right, I'm gonna go now. I've happy 4th of July if you're in America. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter to you because you're not actually. It's just an American holiday, or I know in France they have it on the